Yeah, y'all gonna stop coming in my live talking about this Victor dude, bro. We hooping this year. Y'all gonna see.
Alright team, today we have some Stephon Castle praise, and today it's actually coming from Anthony Edwards. Recently we had another video where we saw Tony Parker praise Stephon Castle. Now today we have Atlanta's very own Anthony Edwards. If y'all don't know, both of them are from Atlanta, so I think that's kind of what sparked their relationship early on in the season. Before we get into that, I just want to say Stephon Castle has quickly become my second favorite Spur on the team. I don't think anyone could possibly pass Wemby. De'Aaron Fox is probably third. I mean, we haven't had a big sample size of Fox, but right now Stephon Castle has it solidified at 2. But with that being said, we're going to talk Stephon Castle, and then we are going to talk a little bit about Wemby in the All-Star game. But with that being said, let's just go ahead and jump straight into it.
Out of the whole weekend, what did you enjoy most about being in the Bay Area?
I enjoyed watching Stephon Castle for sure. Yeah, the dunk contest. I enjoyed watching that.
Why do you like watching Steph Castle?
He's from Atlanta, Georgia. So I mean, the roots, home roots, and I like the way he plays. I like the excitement he brings.
What do you think he can bring to the league? What do you think he can turn into down the road?
His potential is scary. I think so. Depending on how his work ethic is. If his work ethic, how I think it is, his potential is unlimited.
Unlimited potential is very high praise for a star in this league like Anthony Edwards, and recently we've been hearing a lot of Stephon Castle praise. I think this past weekend has really been his coming out party. He hasn't solidified himself as a star. I don't think that will be this season, but that will be soon to come, and this weekend specifically has put the league on notice that the Spurs have a pretty good core in Sohan, Wemby, and Stephon Castle. And again, this just really confirms our thoughts going back to the trade talks when the Spurs were negotiating for De'Aaron Fox, and people were saying you can't trade Stephon Castle. Some people kind of clowned on others for that. Me personally, I said do not trade Stephon Castle, and I think y'all are starting to see why us Spurs fans did not want to ship Castle out. In my opinion, he has the highest ceiling in this draft class. To think that you could get the best player at the 4th spot is a steal, and to think that some other teams ahead of us like the Rockets took Reed Shepherd, landing us Stephon Castle, I can't do nothing but be thankful for it. So taking a look at Stephon Castle this season, shout out to Muse Castle Muse, y'all go ahead and give them a follow. Stephon Castle amongst rookies this season, 1st in points, 3rd in assists, 1st in steals, 1st in field goals made, and 4th in minutes. Rookie of the year, and it's not close. Now I think he's starting to separate himself between him and the other rookies. I know earlier in the season it was kind of blurry. Jared McCain had it, then Stephon Castle, then Jalen Wells or Alex Sarr. A bunch of rookies have been in the lead, but as of right now, I think Stephon Castle has a good, comfortable lead, and if he could continue stringing together performances like we've seen in the past 15 to 20 games, then he's going to be Rookie of the Year easy. And for the Spurs to have back-to-back Rookie of the Years, that just goes to show that the Spurs are still good at drafting and developing talent. Well, with Castle and Wemby, I don't think it was development specifically, but I think they still have a good eye for talent. Only time will tell if the Spurs development is still what it was, but in my opinion, I think they still got it. And I would have thought that Stephon Castle would be 1st in assists, but it turns out Isaiah Collier and Bub Carrington are ahead of Stephon Castle. And these two players, they kind of have free reign because one's on Washington and one's on the Jazz. Both are tanking teams. And although it has been a question if the Spurs are tanking, I don't think they're tanking. Definitely not as hard as these two teams, but maybe we could see a soft tank. I don't really know. It kind of just depends what happens with the rotations and lineups that we see. I think that'll tell us whether the Spurs are actually tanking or not. But the Rookie of the Year case, I think Castle's got it so far, and if he could just stay steady, continue delivering at the rate he is now, I think he will win it easily. Back to Anthony Edwards, he actually speaks about Wemby in this second half of the interview, so we're just going to tune in, see what he has to say really quick, and then I'll give y'all my thoughts on the All-Star game.
What do you think about Wemby's attitude coming into the weekend, saying like, oh, I'm not here to make friends, I'm going to play hard, I'm going to play some defense?
I like it. I love it. Yeah.
It seems like he did play some good defense.
Yeah, he did everything he said he was gonna do. I love it. I'm a big fan of Wemby's. I love the fact that he's trying to bring the excitement back. And he's the face of the league. So if he do it, we ain't got no choice but to follow him.
You don't want that. You don't want the responsibility of being a guy who's looked at as the face of the league.
Yeah, I'm cool.
he don't want to be the face of the league. Now, I've never heard Ant say that he was going to be the face of the league or anything like that, but from what he's saying, he sounds genuine. You know, this wasn't like Shea speaking about Wemby in the press conference where he said he goes to bed at 9 a.m. This actually feels genuine, and he said he's a fan of Wemby, as most people are, but just to see the respect from his peers. I know he's been praised by the OGs like LeBron, Curry, and KD, but to also see this around the young guys of the league like Jason Tatum, Anthony Edwards, Trae Young, De'Aaron Fox, players like this, Wemby is well respected throughout the league regardless of the age, and I think he will be the face of the league whenever LeBron and the OGs are kind of out of here. Of course, he's going to have a supporting cast like Ant, Shea, and players like that are going to support him in being the face of the league, but I think when you look at the main guy, I think it is going to be Wemby. And that's just because he does all the little intangible things, like going hard in the All-Star game. He talks to media. He knows it's all a part of the job, doing autographs and things like that. So I think that's going to take him to the next level in being the face of the league and not just the stuff on the court. But shout out to Wemby Muse for this post. Wemby in the All-Star game, 3rd in points, 17 total points, 2nd in total rebounds, 7, and 1st in total blocks. I think Wemby's the only one who got a block in the All-Star game. He was the only one really playing defense. And the All-Star game wasn't that bad from a player standpoint. In having them all try, I think there was a little bit of urgency within the players. It wasn't just doing whatever, and some of that is a credit to throwing the rising stars in there. The OGs did not want to lose to the rising stars. But when you talk about the production of the All-Star game, it was terrible. Why was there a halftime break in the middle of a timeout? Like, they just turned it into a whole halftime break where they were presenting jerseys and whatever, things like that. It was like a 20-minute break within the game. And after that, I just didn't even want to watch it anymore. I wanted to turn it off, even though Wemby was going to come back out and play. Just the overall production was trash. And I'm excited for NBC to take over instead of TNT because I'm really tired with the presentation. It's been a thing for a little while now. I was really just there to watch the basketball. I don't know why they had Kevin Hart screaming on the court and then really just stopping the game to present jerseys. I get you want to give the inside the NBA crew their flowers and stuff, but I'm pretty sure they're coming back with NBC. It's not going to be with TNT. So overall, production was bad. But the All-Star game itself, I didn't mind it as much. And I like that Wemby set the tone. Like Anthony Edwards said, if Wemby's going to be the face of the league and he's doing these things, then you're going to get a bunch of followers to act accordingly. I think they're going to give some more effort. And I think Wemby is going to be the root of all this. So y'all leave y'all's thoughts down below. As always, y'all be sure to leave a like. And let me know who's y'all's top 3 favorite players on the Spurs. It'll be interesting to see who y'all like. But as always, be sure to subscribe. I'll catch y'all later. And until then, it's Big Boy Chris, and I'm out.